I'm Kevin Gale, voice of the Crusaders, and this is Sader Stories, the official podcast of Holy Cross Athletics. On this episode, we celebrate Holy Cross Varsity Club Athletic Hall of Famer Genoa Grosch Dixon. Genoa was the top pitcher on the Crusader softball team for 4 years, from 1996 to 1999, earning first-team All-Patriot League honors during each of her 4 seasons, the only Holy Cross player ever to achieve that feat. She is a trailblazer again because this spring, her jersey will be retired by Holy Cross on April 18th, making her the first jersey ever retired by the softball team here at Holy Cross. Genoa, what an honor. Congrats on the jersey retirement and welcome to Sader Stories.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is a big question because no one's ever been asked it before. What was it like when you found out your jersey was going to be retired by Holy Cross softball?
Shocking. Um, obviously I'm very honored. It's pretty exciting to I guess to be the first one and to be kind of immortalized in that way. Holy Cross has such a rich history, and now I get to be a part of it. That's pretty great.
What's it like sharing that news for the first time? Who are some of the first people that you told, and how do you describe to them what this honor means to you and what Holy Cross means to you?
The first person I told, I believe, was my dad. Uh, Mostly because he was the one that was there, doing all the catching for me growing up, and put the most hours in. And he was my coach growing up as well, so he's been a big part of it. And I knew that he'd be absolutely thrilled. So called him up first and talked to both my parents and just kind of went, down the line through my family and then started calling up some of the girls. Um,
Yes.
I'm lucky enough that I still keep in touch with a good chunk of my teammates from college and, of course, all of my roommates as well. So, anyhow, got to tell all of them, and yeah, it was pretty exciting.
I think any great athlete would admit that even these individual awards are team awards in a way. What was it like
No doubt.
to share in that moment with your teammates, your classmates, your roommates from the 90s?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, obviously, there's no way I went out and won all those games by myself. And we all became very close, actually. I'm really looking forward to this trip, coming out there to see everybody because so many of my teammates will be there. Just a couple of years ago, we were out there for the 25th anniversary of Title IX, and there was, kind of a little ceremony, and we got to see everybody and go out to dinner together. And I'm sure we'll be doing that again. And we're all staying in the same hotel, so it won't be as rowdy as it was when we were youngsters, but it'll still be fun.
I was struck by the fact that when we talked before this podcast about what this honor means to you, you pointed pretty quickly to what it means for women's sports at Holy Cross. You played during an era where women's college athletics was really in a growth period, and opportunities have just exploded since then. So, what is the value to you of young athletes seeing a name of a female athlete that they could look up to here at the college?
Well, I mean, I just think it's incredibly exciting just to see all the growth that the softball team has enjoyed, let alone any of the other sports. When I played there, it was just a couple of dugouts and a backstop and an open field that usually got used for tailgating. not not softball. So now that they've got a great little stadium kind of set up and a bit more respect, I think, just from being there for a while. Women's sports are they're not necessarily new anymore.
Hmm?
So that's just exciting for all women. We're looking forward to the Olympics coming out here in LA, anyways, and hopefully we'll get some tickets. We're on the wait list. And
Aren't we all?
yeah. And anyhow, it's just great to have these opportunities for women. Um, and obviously, as you know, the school itself was all boys for many, many years. And so we're just, slowly getting our way in there, all to be able to do everything the boys can.
Oh, this is certainly a great step. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about a phenomenal softball career with Genoa Grosch Dixon right here on Satyr Stories.
Leadership and excellence in competition, in the classroom, in the community. For decades, Crusader Athletics has focused on our topmost commitment, elevating every student athlete to reach for more, to grow more, to achieve more. Help us to continue to strengthen minds, build character, and celebrate together as one Crusader nation. Because when we commit together, we win together. Join us, Crusaders together.
When you invest in Holy Cross Women's Athletics, you're investing in present and future generations of competitors, scholars, teammates, and leaders in our community. To support women's athletics via the Crusader Athletics Fund, select any women's program to make a sport-specific gift, or select Women's Athletics to make a gift to the annual fund to support all of our women's sports programs. Visit goholycross.com/CAF for more info. Welcome back to Satyr Stories, the official podcast of Holy Cross Athletics. I'm Kevin Gale, voice of the Crusaders, joined by Genoa Grosch Dixon, who will have her jersey retired by Holy Cross Softball this April 18th. Okay, Genoa, let's look back in time at your memories from Holy Cross. What first inspired you to play softball, and when did you realize that could be a college endeavor for you as well?
Um, I don't know if I was necessarily inspired to play softball. I was kind of just enrolled. I was about 7, I believe. So, my parents always put me in everything. I, tried ballet, was horrible at it. You know, um, but I loved playing softball and I loved playing volleyball. And I ended up playing both of those through high school. But I'm 5'5". I wasn't going anywhere in volleyball. So uh, softball was the natural choice and was what I did the most. I played all year long. Obviously, being from Southern California, you can do that. And we did the traveling thing. And so, anyhow, from I would say about early high school is when I really got the notion that this is what I wanted to do in college as well.
As a young SoCal softball player, how did Holy Cross in Worcester first land on your radar?
It's the academics. Uh, I think even now, going professional softball, it might keep you under the poverty line. There's not really a whole lot of opportunity there. So I knew it was just uh, a means to get into a great school. And Holy Cross is obviously a great school. So that was my main motivation. Um, and then once I got there, I just met friends for life, and so everything worked out wonderfully.
That certainly did in the circle as well. I mean, you hit the ground running. Four-time All Patriot League honoree, three-time Pitcher of the Year. At what point during your early days on campus, working your way into such a consistent pitcher, did you realize that you could have this kind of success on a continuing basis?
Uh, I think there's always ups and downs. I mean, I don't think you ever think that you're always going to be successful. Um, you fake it, of course, while you're on the field, and pretend you've got it all down. But for the most part, you'll have your good games, you'll have your bad games, and as long as you just keep pushing, that's all you can do.
Where do you think preparation really helped you deliver in the circle over and over again? How do you feel like you stood out as a pitcher specifically?
Oh, I think just yeah, repetition is key. Absolutely key. Back when I was playing, obviously I pitched every day. Um, Mostly 365 for almost a decade. So, having that muscle memory and being able to pinpoint with my accuracy, um, that was the biggest thing for me. I was more of a junk ball player, not a whole lot of speed, but I was able to place the ball well and really use the seams to make the ball, uh, jump basically right before it got to the plate. So that was kind of my bread and butter, and you can't get that without constant repetition.
That junk, as you call it, really paid off in the 1998 season, winning the Patriot League title. You were named the Patriot League Tournament MVP. What do you remember most about that tournament run?
Oh gosh. Well, that was the only year that I could throw a curveball, because you pretty much only get 1 year of throwing curveballs for softball anyhow because of what it does to your elbow.
Mhm.
So, that was kind of fun because I got to do that for the whole season. Obviously, I remember all the bus trips and all the really goofy things that me and my teammates did. Um, we'd make up ridiculous cheers and just do things to, help with the boredom, especially on the buses. I mean, you've got 8 hours there, 8 hours back, and that kind of thing. Um, and then for the final tournament, my dad flew out and surprised me, which was fun. So we had a lot of great people there, and obviously, uh, my teammates, especially from around the area, they had all of their family there at all the games as well. So it really became uh, a big family.
Who were some of the players or coaches that really motivated you most? It sounds like you were really well connected with your teammates, but who are some of the fellow Crusaders that really motivated you to set a high standard and keep that continuous work that you mentioned?
Uh, I don't know if I could pick one. Everybody worked hard. Everybody worked hard. Coach Neville was great. He came in the middle of my career there, and he he really helped up our game. You know, we were playing for a coach that, and he was wonderful, really, really nice guy, but he came from a baseball background and didn't really understand the nuance of softball. Softball being a short game, you don't try and swing for the fences, or you're not going to touch the ball. Um, so, there's a lot of bunting and slap hitting and all these other things that are involved. And he was able to, get us get us doing all of that, and that made a big difference in our play and how successful we became. Obviously, I'm very close with my catchers. Bree Crane was my main catcher, um, and she was actually a year younger than me and stayed with me when she was a recruit.
Oh, wow.
And uh, and we've stayed friends since then. She comes out and visits every now and then. And anyhow, so there's always a camaraderie between pitchers and catchers, simply because you're having to call the game together, and uh, they have to be able to, you know, know what's coming at them.
No doubt about that. You had so much success on the diamond, but you said originally that Holy Cross really attracted you because of that great academic experience. What was your time like on campus at the college as a student?
Honestly, it was difficult.
We hear that a lot on this podcast.
I mean, I went from being, one of the smarter people in my high school, which wasn't, necessarily a slouch high school either. It was a private Catholic school out here in San Diego. But when I got to Holy Cross, I I believe I was considered kind of a dumb jock. Um, so it uh, it was eye-opening. Very eye-opening, but I learned quite a bit and ended up majoring in economics, which I've been able to use um, in my career.
Let's take one last break. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the jersey retirement for Genoa Grosch Dixon right here on Satyr Stories.
Leadership and excellence in competition, in the classroom, in the community. For decades, Crusader Athletics has focused on our topmost commitment, elevating every student athlete to reach for more, to grow more, to achieve more. Help us to continue to strengthen minds, build character, and celebrate together as one Crusader nation. Because when we commit together, we win together. Join us, Crusaders together.
Join us April 18th for the official jersey retirement of Genoa Grosch Dixon, Holy Cross class of 1999. She will be honored pregame before the Crusaders matchup against Lafayette. For more info about the celebration, visit goholycross.com. I'm Kevin Gale, voice of the Crusaders, welcoming you back to Satyr Stories, the official podcast of Holy Cross Athletics. I am joined by the aforementioned Genoa Grosch Dixon, the only four-time first-team All-Patriot League selection from Holy Cross softball, and she will be the first ever player to have her jersey retired by the program. Genoa, looking ahead to the big event on April 18th, what are you most excited about, and how many people are you expecting to be there?
I think about well, 20 of my friends and family and the teammates and roommates, at least 20. Um, and then I don't know how many people are going to be able to make it from the area. Um, but yeah, we've got quite a bit flying in to see the ceremony. So we're excited. I mean, that's the biggest part for me is getting to see everyone. Um, I don't get to see them as often as I'd like, obviously being across the nation here. And I'm excited to show my daughters the school that I went to and share this honor with them and my parents.
That's wonderful that you'll be able to bring everybody across the country. I know it's a long trip from Southern California, but when you think about being able to point out there to your jersey and show that to your daughters on the softball facility there, how do you expect that to land with them as they think about your career in maybe a different way as they are now in their own academic and athletic careers?
Um, well, they're teenagers, so I think they'll be wildly unimpressed.
But someday, right? Someday they
Someday,
might come back around.
someday it might be kind of interesting. It might be something in the back of their mind that they're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, Mom." But for right now, I don't think that they'll have the exuberance that they would have had as younger children.
What's the best way that you've stayed connected with Holy Cross softball, living across the country now, quite a few years removed, but how do you stay connected with the college and softball in general?
We have a group text. I'm not a Facebook or social media um, person really. But we have a group text, and uh, with 15 of us on the text, it's plenty. I get plenty of messages all the time from all of them. We stay in pretty good touch, and I get a lot of my information from my teammates who keep close eye on Holy Cross softball and Holy Cross in general.
That's good. I'm glad the info is coming through the group text. And I'll give you a pass on not being locked in every day because you've got a lot going on down in San Diego. You operate a boutique hotel and
Mhm.
you also have your own vineyard. Tell us how you've put together this incredible portfolio of hospitality properties.
Well, it started with my husband and I. We uh, we bought a duplex down in the beach area back in 2001, um, right as all the dot-coms were starting to peter out or explode. And we were looking for something, some kind of investment, and just being young and figured, oh, we can figure this out. And we worked during the day and remodeled during the night. This is back when Home Depot was open 24/7. So um, we got that place done, and then my parents and their best friends uh, said, "Hey, if you see any other properties and want to do that, maybe deal us in." So then we found a triplex, flipped that, and then we found out the hotel was for sale. It wasn't really on the books. It was kind of a hush hush thing. And my husband called my dad and said, "Hey, guess what? I heard from the neighbor over here that the hotel would be, is possibly for sale." So my father went down there because he lives a block and a half from it. And he walked in and made a full price offer.
Wow.
And he called me and said, you got to figure out how to get the money. So I think that's where my economics degree helped. And then we got real creative with financing, very creative. And then we moved into one of the rooms with our dog and our cat and spent the next couple of years renovating the hotel and getting it up to snuff. Um, and then from there, we ended up deciding that it was family time. And so we moved east of the beach area. The beach area is still kind of out of our price range. It's you can get a 2 bedroom, 1 bath for a little over $1 million, or a 6 bedroom, 3 bath for about $1 million out where I am, which is only 17 miles away.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we moved out here, and then when our neighbor passed, sweet lady, um, we we bought her property, which is right next door, and it's 2 acres of untouched land, and we basically renovated the house, turned that into an Airbnb, and graded the entire property to and installed this 2,000 vine vineyard.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a private company, um, a winemaker that does all of the actual labor and making of the wine, bottling, and so on. And we sell the wine out of the hotel.
Incredible. So for Crusaders who are looking to make a trip out to San Diego, where can
Uh-huh.
they find your hotel and how can they get a taste of your wine?
Well, right now it's only available at the hotel. It's Ocean Beach Hotel. Um, if you want to look it up, it's www.obhotel.com. Um, and it's right there, about 4 miles away from the airport, and we're right on the beach. So it's a great location.
Well, you've got me and my wife hooked. We're going to stop by the next time we're
Well,
down in your neck of the woods.
I've already had Coach Neville come and
Oh,
visit
good.
just recently. So, um, yeah, everybody's welcome.
Well, this has been great. Genoa Grosch Dixon, congrats again on all your success, your wine, your beautiful hotel, and now the first jersey retirement in Holy Cross softball history. We can't wait to see you, your family, all your teammates back here at the college on April 18th. Congrats again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you too. My thanks to everyone for tuning in. We'll be back soon with another episode of Satyr Stories. Until then, tell your fellow Crusaders about Satyr Stories, available anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you love hearing stories like these from Crusaders, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Kevin Gale. Go Cross Go.